Hello again, all Life Path number 3s. This is your June reading for 2019. I'm going to stick with doing a Celtic cross. I've already shuffled your cards and split the deck, and we have one extra card, and that card comes from the Akashic Records, which I will read at the end of your main reading out of the book. I'm not going to do too much of the astrology. I've decided that I put enough people on my Facebook page there that do astrology, and I try and keep you up to date that way with the astrology. But I will still give you the dates of the new moon and the full moons, which are in June. So June, on the 3rd of June, there's a new moon in the sign of Gemini. And the 17th of June is the full moon in the sign of Sagittarius. So those are the energies that we'll be working with in June. So that's Gemini and Sagittarius. So I'm going to get straight into placing the cards down and get into the readings. So as I place the cards down, I'll tell you the placements and what they mean. Excuse me. The first card is you. What is crossing you? Sorry, your foundation card. So it's your foundation card, your past card, your present card, your future card, you yourself, your environment, your hopes and fears, and your final outcome card. If I need to clarify any cards, I will use the clarifying cards from the rest of the deck, like I did last time. So let's get underway with your middle two cards. And your first one is the Queen of Michael. And it says, brilliant, self-reliant, insightful and humorous. You know exactly what to do. The benefit of experience, or time for your career rather than relationships. So this card is basically talking about it's time for your career, not your relationship. It's telling me that you know exactly what you want to do and how to do it because you've had the benefit of experience. And as it says, a time for your career rather than relationships. And what is crossing you is the Knight of Raphael. This is like a relationships card. The Knight of Raphael is like the knight riding in, in the shining armour, coming in to save everybody. And it says romantic, dramatic, poetic, and introspective. Committed romantic relationships, being swept off your feet, situations or topics that make your heart flutter. Now this being as the crossing card or your challenge card, this could be sort of like the person that comes in and tempts you away from what you know, and you know exactly what to do. This could be like a temptation card, if you like. And that's kind of the feeling I'm getting out of it. The universe is basically saying, well, do you want this career or do you want the relationship? It's totally up to you. You know exactly what to do, the benefit of experience, time for your career rather than relationship. So to me, that's kind of telling me that, they're putting a few little bumps in the road to see how committed you are in your career path. Are you willing to fight for your career when really, this Knight of Cups is coming along? That's what he is. The Knight of Raphael is the Knight of Cups, is coming along to see whether you really want this, but we'll get into the rest of the cards. Your foundation card is the Queen of Ariel. So that's that card there. It says mature, practical, generous and happy. Nurture yourself and those you love. The ability to make anything more beautiful, practical and wise advice. So that's your foundation card. That's what your foundation is at this present point in time. Nurturing yourself and those you love, the ability to make anything more beautiful, practical and wise advice. This is you basically in a nutshell. Even with the Queen of Michael here, you've got two queens basically. They're both very wise and nurturing. Even in the Queen of Michael here, it says the benefit of experience. And this one here, the ability to make anything more beautiful, practical and wise advice. So don't let this Knight of Raphael bump you off that. You know, this is your foundation. This is where you're heading. Yes, family and relationships are important, but they're not as important as your career at the moment. It's this card here is a foundation. It's asking you to be mature, practical, generous and happy. So if you can be happy in your career or your job, you have like a mature, practical way of doing things, but you're very generous sort of type thing with your time. You nurture those around you that you love and the ability to make anything more beautiful, practical and wise advice. So this is you giving that practical and wise advice. Your past card here is a Major Kana card, and you have 3 this month, and it's the Sun card. This is probably one of the best cards in the whole tarot cards. The Sun card is with Archangel Uriel, and it says, life is wonderful, thrive through the power of positive thinking and inspiring success. So this is what you've been working on in the previous month or the previous months, however you want to take that. So you've had inspiring success basically, and you're still headed for more inspiring success. It says life is wonderful, thrive through the power of positive thinking. So you've put all that positivity into these situations that are now starting to come out, you know, coming into fruition. Especially because I can see your other cards here. You've put a lot of work in. Your present card here is the 9 of Gabriel. And this card here says, stay determined and move forward. Be prepared for any possibility. Environmental activist. So, again, I still think this card's a bit of a... this is why this card's come up. It says, you know, stay determined and move forward. In other words, don't slack off. You haven't got, you know, you're not there yet, but you can't slack off. And this card is just coming up to, you know, see if they can throw you off balance a little bit. So, excuse me. It says, stay determined and move forward. Be prepared for any possibility. So, there could be other things thrown into the mix, but I think it's this Knight of Raphael coming in that's going to throw you off balance a little bit. But like it says, be prepared for any possibility. I've told you about it, so you are prepared for any possibility. Go into your future card here, and it is the 8 of Gabriel. And this card depicts, it's the 8 of Wands in the normal tarot. And it depicts, this one here is a lot of birds flying around, which means there's a lot of activity, news messages as well. It says a great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication. So this is where we always have like a lot to do, a lot on our to-do list, where if you start getting off track, it's okay to enjoy life and everything, but you know, you've got this to-do list, and it's not going to wait. So this is just a heads up that your future card here, you'll have a great deal of activity, sudden immediate results, important communication. So that's in your future. Especially sort of going across here, you've got the Sun card, you've got this one crossing you. Don't put off till tomorrow what you can do today, is a saying that comes to mind, because that is a great deal of activity going on. Even though it is birds flying around in the sky, they're like, you know, that's a lot of activity. So just be prepared that June might be quite an active month for you. Go down to this card here, which is the Three of Raphael. This one here is the, I think, Three of Cups. Yes, it is. Three of Cups in the normal traditional tarot. And as you can see here, just in the background behind the mermaids here, there's a boat or a ship. Another one is, you know, it's your ships coming in. It says on the bottom, reasons to celebrate, a community of friends, happy announcements regarding relationships or children. So it's not going to be all work and no play. This is usually three people and they are holding a cup. They're celebrating some sort of achievement, or just, you know, friends getting together sort of type thing. But it's this card here. It depicts, you know, a reason to celebrate, a community of friends, happy announcements regarding relationships or children. So even though you are sort of, you know, it's all evolved around work, there will be a little bit of time out sort of type thing to, you know, celebrate. But your future card, there's definitely not a lot of room for that. So I'm sort of thinking this might be sort of in the beginning of the month. We'll go into your environment card here, and it's a major arcana card. And it's number 18, the Moon, with Archangel Heniel. And it says, an opportunity to improve your plans. Listen to your intuition for guidance, face your fears and grow stronger. So with this moon card, it's one of the reasons why I give new moon dates and full moons. Somewhere around the new moon on the 3rd or the 17th of June is the full moon. This is where this card comes into play. This can also be hidden information that you don't have yet, but as it says in here, important communication is coming in, and it could be the information that you don't have at this present point in time. So, but it is an opportunity once you have this information to improve your plans. Listen to your intuition for accurate guidance. Face your fears and grow stronger. Generally, with new and full moons, they have quite a pull on Earth here. Always with like a full moon or a new moon, our intuition is heightened. So pay close attention to your intuition, because it'll be guiding you in the right direction. Facing your fears and growing stronger. It's just one of those things that, you know, we all have fears in life. Don't fear this, you know, Eight of Gabriel here about, you know, sudden and important results, great deal of activity, but it's all destined sort of type thing. But just, yeah, keep an eye out, like I said, with this moon card, keep an eye out for that, the new or the full moon, because I'm kind of feeling it's the full moon on the 17th. And generally, especially when there's little animals like a little dog in the picture, such as here, there's a little white dog here. This is your own instincts, your own intuition sort of thing, so pay attention. Your hopes and fears card here is another major arcana card, and it's the High Priestess with Archangel Heniel. So you've got two, and they're both Archangel Heniel. So Archangel Heniel is probably your major one here, And it says powerful psychic insights, reflection and meditation that provides valuable information, be at peace. So like I said, this card here, when it says face your fears and grow stronger, I don't think you have too much to worry about with the High Priestess here. But this is, again, heightened intuition. And with this card, it's like going with the flow. If you can see her gown there, it's a big blue, looks like a big blue waterfall going down the stairs here that she's standing on. So it's something I picked up on a little while ago, that sometimes in life it's easier to go with the flow than to go against it. Things tend to work out a hell of a lot better. So they're both very good cards, but just, yeah, heightened intuition. But there's definitely important communication coming in. You don't have any pages, so that's really good. The information is going to come to you in a normal form sort of type thing, where you will understand it. Your final outcome card is the Five of Michael, and if you can see him, he's standing on a rock or a side of a mountain sort of type thing. He's severed some sort of connection. He's pulled it out completely because he no longer needs it. But I will read what it says at the bottom. This situation doesn't serve you. Release your attachment to the outcome. Consider taking a more uplifting approach. So that's... I'm going to pull a clarifying card on this, but there is a situation that doesn't serve you and it needs to be severed. This can be a lot of things for people. It could be people in your environment, people that you work for, relationships around you. But it says release your attachment to the outcome. Once you've severed that, release the attachment to the outcome of what's going to happen next. I will pull some cards on that one though. See where we're going with the Five of Michael. And that's it. And the card I pulled is another Major Arcana card, and it's called Perspective with Archangel Chamuel. And it says there is a better way. Pause for reflection and insight, and dare to be different. So this card is the Hanged Man in the normal tarot. So this is asking you to have a different perspective on this situation that you might not want to sever it sort of type thing. But in the Five of Michael, this card is stipulating that there is a situation that doesn't serve you. Release your attachment to the outcome. Consider taking a more uplifting approach. That more uplifting approach is having a different perspective on it. So there may come up at the end of June something that you need a different perspective on it, like a higher perspective. If you can see him in this picture here, he's hanging out way up in the sky sort of type thing by one leg. So he's upside down with a different perspective, and that's kind of the gist of this card. But there is a better way. Pause for reflection and insight. Dare to be different. So daring to be different sometimes means not going along with what everybody else thinks, but having a higher perspective on the situation or the problem or the person. I will pull one more card on that. This might give us a little bit more clarity. And we got another Major Arcana. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Major Arcanas for you guys this month. So it's the Magician card. So with the Magician, he has all the suits of the tarot, basically, like the cups, swords, wands, and coins, basically. He's the magician. He's the master of his own world. It says you can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear, successful beginnings. So that's basically quite a good card to end on, I think. With the Magician card, it does come down to you solving your own situation, making the life that you want or the situation you want. But you have to do it yourself. Nobody's going to do it for you. And it's a big one. With the Magician card is a very, very good card. It is number 1 as well. And this is all about the self. What does the self want? This is looking after the self to look after others, sort of type thing. But you can manifest the life that you want. What you need will magically appear. So you're going to have all the tools in your tool belt to handle this situation, basically. But don't procrastinate, because it can be taken away just as quickly, sort of type thing. And I don't mean that sort of in a bad way, but with the Magician, procrastination is one of the themes of the Magician. So it's entirely up to you to manifest the life you want. No one else can do it for you. So we'll leave those ones there. And I will go in to see what your Akashic Record card is. And it's the 8 of Keys, the Master Artesian. It's that card there. I just need to get it, find it in the book. There it is. And so I'll hold this card up so you can actually see it. It says the Master Artesian. Inside a bright and bustling artesian workshop, apprentices are busy at their workbenches, which are array with the beautiful fruits of their labour. The Master Artesian pours a number of beautiful shining gems into an open hand of one of his apprentices. This card indicates that you now have the opportunity to offer your talents, your purpose and your gifts to the world, making a contribution to many. Don't be shy and don't hold back what you have to share. It's not a time to hide your light under a basket. I've just got to turn the page. As a matter of fact, you may now find yourself teaching or training your skills set to others. You may also be demonstrating your gifts and performing your talents publicly. Even if your gifts lie in the ability for loving, compassionate care, you will be sharing those gifts with others. In this period of time, you can build your reputation and take advantage of the opportunities that come your way. So take action, put yourself out there and let yourself shine. There is much beauty and empowerment for you to bring to the world. So that's a pretty good card, really. So it's your time to now teach others your skills, your skill set, and as even said in the card, even if it's only love and caring, you can teach that to others by being what you love or being that loving, caring person. You can teach a way of being to others through that way. So however you want to take that card. But our wee dragon friends over here have been looking after that card, and I think it's a perfect ending to this reading. So, like it says, guys, don't hide your light. It's now time for you to get out there and be the Master Artesian. Okay, I'm going to leave your reading there. It's a pretty good reading, guys. I kind of feel this card here goes quite well with the Master Artesian. You're the magician. You can make your life what you want. So anyway, I hope and wish you all a magical June for 2019. And I'm hoping to be back to do mid-June readings. If not, I will see you back all here for July's reading. Take care all.